All right, boys and girls, this is your reading lesson. So yesterday I read aloud the art project. Remember, it was there was an art contest, and a classroom wanted to do it, but then they realized they did not have art supplies. They're like, we don't have art supplies. So one girl suggested we can have a bake sale, but the teacher said we don't have enough time for it because it's the end of the school year. So Pablo, a quiet boy, said, why don't we use papers from the recycling bin? So they did that, and they added string and wire, and they folded the paper, and then they made these paper cranes. And the judges came around. They looked closely at the crane mobile. The crane mobile won the prize for the most creative use of materials, so they ended up winning. So what I wanted to focus on today is problem and solution. We talked yesterday about fictional stories having a problem, fantasy stories having a problem. This is a fictional story, and in those stories you'll have, kind of an introduction to the story, then you'll have the problem, and the characters will work to, solve the problem, and then the story's over. Okay? So the problem in this story, we talked about it yesterday, is the class did not have art materials to make an art project. So in a book, they'll usually, give kind of steps to how they are solving it. So steps to the solution. The first step was Pablo, I believe that's his name. Yeah. So and I'm just going to write small. Pablo said to use recycled paper. Okay, so that was the first step because they weren't sure what they were going to do. They wanted to participate. So Pablo kind of spoke up and he said, why don't we use the recycling paper in the recycling bin? And then from there, they added string and wire. Someone else said, well, hey, we can hang these up, put them on string and wire. And they folded the papers and made flying cranes. They folded the paper and made flying cranes. Okay, and the solution at the very end, you remember what happened? Yeah, they won they won. So the problem solved. The students won the contest. So there was an art contest, an art project, and the students ended up winning it. So that is the solution. Pretty cool. So that's problem and solution. We talked a lot this year about, watching a movie like Shrek. We've said Frozen. We brought up all kinds of movies. And we all realized that all of those movies have a problem. And the characters work together to figure out, they all have different steps to get to the answer. And then the movie always has a solution. So when the movie's over, you leave and you're like, oh, good. So Shrek and Fiona got married. Or in Frozen, oh, good, the sisters are friends again. And the one sister is able to control her ice powers. So in fictional stories, you will have problem and solution. Okay? So problem and solution is what we talked about. So tomorrow we'll look at a story. And today I'm going to actually have you preview the story and write down your prediction. And I bet it'll have a problem and solution in it too. All right, that's it.